What's going on, everybody? Paulo Barroso here, your host with the Rising Star, and we are live. I've got a tremendous guy here today, and I am so blessed that he actually accepted coming here on this interview. Just briefly to explain to you guys what the Rising Star is, it's basically people on our team who are rising in the ranks. They actually haven't even started that long, and they're already having tremendous success. They're reaching the leaderboards, and what a guy do I have here for you tonight. I have Mr. Marc Childers. He's at number 44, I believe, on the leaderboard. He's a tremendous guy, very, very positive. He's got great mindset. He shows up on every call on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights, we do our live calls, our training calls, our masterminds with our team. And guess what, guys? This guy is always there. He's always showing up. And I always say this, and I keep repeating myself, and I say it again. 80% of success online really is showing up. And guess what? Marc is a perfect example of that. He shows up. And with that said, I want to introduce you to Mr. Marc Childers. Marc, you there? Stage is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been online? Where are you from, by the way? And the stage is yours, dude.
How you doing, Paulo? First off, I want to say thank you for putting me on this show. It's awesome. It's like, you're awesome. Now, a little bit about myself. I can't talk about my successes unless I talk about my failures first. And my history, I started online about 3 years ago. Came in, got tired of my work, right? Got tired of my job, like everybody else, right? And so I came online. I started looking around, found a internet marketing program, right? So I said, I'm going to make money. Unlike some people, I came in, I had a decent middle class kind of job, right? That I left. And so I came online thinking I'm going to kill it overnight, right? So I get a program. I went all in. Like from day one, I went all in, put like $6,000, $7,000. And I was like, I'm going to do this. Now, in that program, they said, you're going to start having success before you even know what happened, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, cool, here's the money, right? I'm going to go through this and I'm going to crush it. So I put the money in, went all in. Then they told me something about traffic. They said, you got to get traffic, right? And I said, okay, what do I got to do? They said, here, pay this money, get traffic. So I get traffic. And now I went paid, another hefty sum, like $3,000 on traffic, right? Now this is day one. So what happened is I had no clue what I was doing. So I go drop $3,000 on traffic after $6,000 on the product, right? And I had no clue what a capture page was, no clue what a autoresponder was, no clue what anything was. I said, I'm going to be successful. I just do this and I'm going to make some money, right? Before I even know what happened. And so I'm waiting, okay, what's going to happen? I see all these clicks, right? Because I'm sending people straight to a video. That's what I was sending. And I made absolutely zero sales on that traffic run. And that was my first experience with internet marketing. So I came in with, some money to play with. And I said, okay, well, let me sit back now and see what I did wrong. Why isn't this working? So I took it as a lesson learned, right? So I say, oh, I need a capture page. Oh, I need like a autoresponder. I need, something. What is this? What's an autoresponder? What's a capture page? And I'm an action taker. So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to do this. So I said, okay, that's what's wrong. So I get the company capture page and I get a autoresponder. Now I'm ready, right? So I did that and I said, let's do this again. I still had a little bit money left and I already left my job. So I'm succeeding. There's no going back, right? So I go and I put another large sum on traffic again. Go to the capture page, maybe got like 1 or 2 sales, basic sales, and then I got an email list and I'm like, why isn't the autoresponder doing anything? It's supposed to make some sales for me, right? And I said, you know what? I think I'm supposed to email these people. I didn't know that. So long story short, in this company, I failed horribly. And I said, you know what? Okay, starting fast is not working, right? Starting fast is not working. So I struggled for another probably 6 months with that company and went to it. So of course, after you struggle for a while, when you're brand new online, you say, I'm going to go find something else, right? So I go look around, find another shiny object, right? And I found a shiny object that people were succeeding in, right? So I learned a little bit of lessons of starting fast, and I still don't have a job, right? And I'm spending all my savings. Now I got a wife and 3 kids, right? And they're looking at me like, what are you doing? You know, I'm like, oh, I got this, you know. By the way, I didn't mention that my wife did not know originally that I paid that first sum of money. She didn't actually know I was online for about a month, right? So I find another program, another shiny object, and it's a rev share program. And I was like, people are succeeding with this. So I actually go out and I take my retirement, I take my credit cards, all of it. And I said, I'm succeeding with this program. I put everything into this program, right? And you know what? I started getting success, but because I'm paying for it, right? I'm paying for the success with this rev share program. And I said, I finally made it. You know, I had a celebration. I know what I'm doing. Actually, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just throwing money at it, right? And what happened was I was good for a little bit, for a couple months, right? And that company, overnight, I checked my PayPal account and that company was gone. Just like that, that company was gone. And you want to talk about being crushed?
Yeah.
And I was like crushed. I got my wife, my kids. I spent every single dollar I had on this. And so from there, I was like, okay, what do I want to do? You know, I don't have anything. I can't no longer throw any more money at this, because a lot of people think to succeed online, you just have to start with some money and you're gonna be successful. Well, let me tell you, that is not the case at all, because you have to, there's steps you got to take, you got to learn, right? So from there, I said, I swallowed my pride and I said, I'm not going to be successful with this because I've lost too much. You know, I got to look at my family, got to look at my kids. So from there, I had a decision to make. Do I want to go back to work or do I want to continue this? I had to actually go back to work. I said, in order to see online, I have to go back to work. So that's what I did. I went back to work and I said, I'm going to do this different, because obviously throwing cash at it is not going to win. So this time I said, okay, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to get my personal life kind of together, right? So my wife doesn't leave me and my kids don't hate me, right? And what I did is this time I went back and I didn't look for a program. I didn't look for a system. I didn't look for a shiny object. I looked for one thing, and that was a mentor. This time I said, when I go back, I'm going to find a mentor, and I'm going to find one to follow and model. And you don't know this, Paulo, but I found you. I actually found you. And I followed you. Not, you know, I didn't never contact you. I didn't talk to you, but I joined like 6 of your lists. Every single thing that you promoted, I followed. I didn't join all of them, but I watched and I watched and I watched, and I didn't buy anything. I just watched every single thing you did for about a couple months, right? Through you, I actually said, okay, I ran into Vic and the 4%. And I said, you know what? This looks like somebody else that I can follow. So I followed you. Through you, I followed Vic. And I found my mentors. And that right there, if I could tell your listeners one thing, is to find a mentor. Find a mentor that you believe in, that you resonate with, right? And then from there, I started to find success in the 4%. And that's how I became in the 4% right there.
That is perfect, man. And going back to the story of how you struggle in throwing money at that company, which was a ref share, right? Obviously, without mentioning any names, because we don't mention companies' names on these calls. The problem that a lot of people do, man, it's that they want success by pushing a button, but they don't actually learn or educate themselves on how to become entrepreneurs or how to become online marketers, because that's what happens when companies fold. You should never rely on any company, because when companies fold, this is what happens. You don't have any sort of revenue coming in. You don't have any money coming in to pay your bills, and you put yourself and your family in real trouble. So I'm glad that you mentioned the mentor bit, because that was another question that I wanted to ask you, because I mean, having a mentor is what changed me as well. Like your story, I found Vic, and Vic changed my life as well. So what I wanted to ask you as well, Mark, is what did you find different in 4% that you didn't find in the other companies that obviously you were very unsuccessful, because you told me you've been online for 3 years. What is it so special about the 4%? So you already told me about you found a mentor, which is great, and mentorship is a must, and it's really a big reason for people having success online. But what is it about the 4%, in your own words, that is different from anything out there that you've tried? In your own words, please.
And 4%, first is the community. I mean, the community is awesome. The Facebook group, the webinars, and Vic, Vic leads by example. He's there day in and day out. He is always there. And also, I mean, okay, I was chasing shiny objects, right? I was chasing how to make money fast. What Vic did was teach me something that no one else did. See, I was focused on, I'm not getting traffic, what traffic converts. Vic was the first one to tell me, why are you focused on traffic? Traffic is easy. You can send clicks all day. Why don't you focus on yourself, on your mindset, on the strategies that before the traffic comes, you got to build yourself up. And that right there, when he started to teach me the tools that I need, the strategies that I put in place, how to communicate with people, and it was like, wow, this is what I was missing all this time. Like, and for that right there, I think is the strategies that Vic teaches is number one.
Perfect, man. Perfect, because a lot of people, they join opportunity after opportunity, and they always they're looking for the Holy Grail, and they fail because they don't understand that everything is mindset, really. If you work on yourself first, more than you work on your business, you will always find success. My story is very similar to yours. I was spinning my wheels, joining all these opportunities, thinking, what is the secret? Someone's going to tell me the secret. I was always thinking outside myself. I was always thinking, it's got to be someone who needs to teach me. It's got to be, I was putting always myself out of the equation. It was always the others. Oh, my sponsor doesn't help me. This is why I'm not succeeding. The company, it doesn't work. No. I was always telling, it's always others. Until I understood the principle that you just said right now, you answered it, it's all within us, man, and finding out how can we work on ourselves more than anything else. So, and this is why the challenge is perfect, because we learn about mindset and personal development first. So we create the foundation here, mindset first. And then, like Vic says, man, the marketing is not difficult. The traffic is not difficult. All you need to do is just study what Vic teaches you. So I promised the viewers that this interview is going to be like short. So I'm going to ask you just one more question, dude, before we wrap up. And this is the question I want to ask you. There's a lot of people from all walks of life watching this recording. And there are people who are absolute beginners. And they are in your shoes right now where you were 3 years ago. So they're not having any success yet. They're like obviously totally brand new. What advice would you give them? How on earth did you manage to start in 4% not actually that long ago? And you're already ranking number 44 on the leaderboard. Guys, number 44 out of 200,000 affiliates. So that's a lot. It's a big and it's a tough competition. So in your own words, Mark, please tell everybody, how did you manage? If you can give them one piece of advice, what is it that you can tell people who are just starting in the challenge to help them achieve the success that you are having? Over to you, brother.
If one thing, okay, the challenge. When Vic launched the challenge, that was a tremendous help because it slows you down. It slows you down and teaches you step by step. So if I was going to tell people, slow down, don't rush through the steps. Watch every video, do what Vic says, and build yourself. Build your empire from the ground up. The success will come, but you have to start here. And go to the events. Go show up at the webinars, show up at the live events, show up, because before you know it, you're going to change up here. And you're going to start being more like the people around you. And that's what changed me.
That's great advice, dude. Just one last thing before you go. What specific actions did you take to reach that leaderboard? Is there something specific? Was it traffic? You gotta give us something. Give us something. Throw us the bone. You must have done something, an action, because you've learned, you took the challenge. But what specific action? I don't want you to go through the whole of your business, because that's not what we're here for. But tell people just the one action you've taken forward that made you achieve number 44 on the leaderboard. That's what I want to know. I'm putting my newbie cap on, and I just want to drill you, just ask you that. What was that one action that you've taken that allowed you to reach that leaderboard? Over to you, brother.
I took one idea that Vic, teaches, one traffic strategy, which I use solo ads. But instead of just going out and getting solo ads, I learned how I took the time to master converting them, master how I communicate with the people that come in. I'm not expecting to get just 1,000 buyers as soon as I start. I want to communicate people, build a relationship with them, and have them trust me and let them know that I'm a real person. If I got to call them, if I got to speak to them, and I'm not calling them to sell them anything, I put the money out of it. Like, yeah, we all want to make money, but that's not what I want. I'm there for them. And that right there, when I stop looking at them as a dollar sign and start looking at them as somebody that really want to succeed and I want to succeed, that right there is what really communicating with your audience.
Beautiful, man. You're a product of the product. You own all the products. I believe that's why you're here, and you were applying the knowledge. I mean, all the knowledge is within 4%. If people actually take the time to purchase the product, for example, ITM, and study traffic, they will learn that in ITM. They will learn on how to communicate with people and not just see them as a number, because they know. If you learn how to solve people's problems, instead of going to them like, I want this sale, I want to make this money, I want to get this guy's money, I want to get this guy's credit card. If you don't do that, and in other words, you go to them as, how can I solve your problems? You're now putting everything onto them. You say, I'm here to serve you. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to serve you. You've got a problem, and I'm here to solve that problem for you. And we have the answer with 4% and the challenge, right? And this is exactly, you hit it on the nail, man. I appreciate you so much for actually saying that, because that is so true. You're actually learning success, how to communicate with people, with your list. And this is why you're at number 44 right now and rising. And I know you will, because you're doing it in the right way. So guys, I'm going to wrap up this interview because I want to make these interviews really, really short and to the point. Marc, I really appreciate for you to make time to be here with me, man. Is there anything else you want to give to our listeners before we say our goodbye?
No, thank you for having me on here, Paulo, and show up to the live webinars, guys. Show up to the webinars, each and every single one of them, with a positive mindset.
That's it, guys. 80% of success, as I said in the beginning of this interview, is just turning up. It's showing up to this event, these live trainings that we do every Tuesday, and also the live events. So when the company puts a live event, turn up, because you got to be mixing with like-minded people. You'll be meeting people like Marc. Mike Childers will be on these live events. You'll be meeting him, and you can look us in the eye and you can see that this stuff really, really works, guys. So with that said, this is the end of our Rising Star interview. I appreciate you all. I will be back again very, very soon with another Rising Star in our team. Guys, if you want to be considered, just do as Marc said, and just, work hard, work on your mindset, and you too can become a rising star. Marc, thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate you. and keep rocking. And I'll see you guys on our next interview. Good night.